Hello out there in internet land. This is episode 29 of the Stop the Damn Match Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Phil Lamington. Sitting to my left is JB. How you going?
Good, mate.
Sitting to my right is Shay.
What's going on?
And we've got 3 foreign correspondents tonight. We've got...
Our foreign correspondence policy is as leaky as our borders.
Yeah.
Get off the boats.
Get off my damn lawn. So we've got Beck and Trav from Brisbane. They've sent out their comments in. And we've got Corey, a.k.a. Plastic Massacre, from Melbourne. He's sent his hilarious anecdotes in. So we just finished watching, literally just finished watching, the WWE Elimination Chamber event for 2024 from Perth, Australia. Half the country away, or most of the country away, actually. And it was a nice little turnout at Optus Stadium over there in Perth. And it looks like all the guys from WWE seem to have had a really good weekend there as well, before they go back to America and go back to the grind of, oh my god, it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
Right. So they did have a match on the pre-show, but I don't think we really paid much attention to it, so we're going to shoot on past that one. We go straight to the first match, which was the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and the winner gets to challenge for the Women's World Title at WrestleMania. And the competitors were Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, Tiffany Stratton, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Becky Lynch. And the match started with Naomi and Becky Lynch. Eventually, Tiffany Stratton was the next person to enter. Then Liv Morgan entered the match. And then Naomi, surprisingly, was eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. Raquel Rodriguez entered the match. Bianca Belair entered the match. Tiffany was then eliminated by Liv Morgan. Raquel was eliminated by Bianca Belair. Bianca was eliminated by Liv Morgan. And then Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam and pinned Liv Morgan to win, to punch her ticket to go to WrestleMania. So we'll start with JB. JB, what did you think of that match?
I thought it was really good, actually. And I know she was eliminated second, but Tiffany Stratton stole the show.
Yeah.
She was so good in that match. That was her coming out party. I think even Michael Cole said it on commentary. It's like, wow. She's good. And then, Becky winning, I guess, was the pretty obvious result. But, yeah, not a bad match. I'll give it 3.5 stars out of 5. I thought it was quite good, quite entertaining.
Shay?
The women's match was actually pretty solid. Like, it was entertaining. I wasn't bored throughout any of it and actually paid attention to it, which is good. I definitely agree with Johnny there that Tiffany did steal a show there. She had a really good showing. Liv was a bit on the quiet side, which is unfortunate, because I actually do enjoy when she's actually, being scrappy as she does. Becky's always good. Nothing really much to say there. Who else did we have that was good?
There was Naomi in the match.
Oh, that's
Bianca
forgettable.
Belair.
Thank you.
Naomi was all right starting the match.
She was okay, but
I mean, she didn't set the world on fire, but
yeah, man. And then
she
Bianca
never really does.
Bianca actually impressed me tonight compared to what she usually is. I was speaking with Phil about this when it was on. She's better in a multi-person setting than she is in a solo match.
When she's not the focal point and she can still do her power shit,
that's
like
exactly
sporadically.
Right.
She doesn't have to do it like every 30 seconds.
She's a spot machine. She can do spots fucking really well.
Yeah.
But she can't tell a story to save her fucking life.
Yeah, exactly. You were right. Like, chamber match absolutely suited her to the ground.
Yep. Rumble match. Perfect settings for her.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank match. Excellent setting for her. That kind of shit. They should keep playing her like that rather than feeding her singles matches. Please don't.
Get her off the microphone.
Exactly.
Get her out of single matches and get her away from the microphone.
I'll give it a 3.5. That was pretty decent opener.
So Beck sent me through some notes. It's basically a short novel.
Is that for the first match alone?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So
Calm down.
she said the amount of flexibility between Naomi Becky is insane. The split drop off the chamber wall was impressive. Tiffany Stratton, gymnastic skills aside, what is she good for? Eye candy? A poster child for too much lip filler? They gave Tiffany Naomi. Liv Morgan ragdolling Tiffany was great though. Raquel using the chamber to its full potential was fantastic. Her power and Liv's feral energy is really good matchup.
Yeah, I forgot about Raquel.
Bianca came in.
She was in there too.
Bianca came in strong and with a really cool reversal from Raquel. Swanton off the pod from Tiffany was exciting, taking her back. Blah, blah. Thank God Liv's feral energy getting rid of Tiffany. So we get to the end of it because
it's good to see the journalistic trait in the family spread to more than just me.
Yep.
Looks like Beck's got journalistic skills too when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to edit this down a little bit. Liv taking out Belair and then Becky taking advantage with a sweep pin for the win. She gave it, for most of the match, she said she was going to give it a 3 when we got to the final 3. Much more exciting, 3.5. Trav, again, he also wrote a
Jesus Christ.
Short novel. I don't think we kind of... look, I'm just going to straight to the score. He gave it a 3 out of 5. And then we get to our mate Corey, Plastic Massacre. Right, brace yourself, kids. So, his first thing was, why is female Carlito here?
Is that Raquel Rodriguez?
And then, this is Liv Morgan. Ooh, Fanny Rat is here.
Fanny Rat is here.
Naomi dressed as a fashionable highlighter as always.
Yep, that's her go.
I can't say the first word. C-Nut was struggling with that lock at the start, wasn't she? This is some of the worst wrestling I've seen from both Becky and the highlighter. Those Fanny Rat flips were really awesome. Only 3 entrants in and their fuck-ups are getting very noticeable. Liv is killing it. I hated a lot of this match. So many screw-ups and some of it just felt lazy. 2 out of 5.
Someone with a reality check out there.
Yeah. Right, well, unlike Beck and Trav, who wrote the Gettysburg Address for all of their answers, I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. I thought the match was solid, but I don't think they pushed the envelope enough in what they could do in the cage.
For the Becky who won the match, fuck, she was quiet.
Well, and my next note was that Becky and Naomi, when they interacted at the start, felt very sloppy.
Yeah.
And I felt like the match got better once Naomi got eliminated because...
She wasn't in the match.
The chemistry is simply improved. She's not there.
I'm not Shogo, all right? I'm not going to sit here and say, Naomi's in the match, so it's crap.
I thought she was alright at the start.
Yeah, but I just think those two, everything felt a bit sloppy, and once she was eliminated from the match, like things picked up and got a bit more tight. I definitely agree with you, though. Tiffany Stratton was the MVP of the match.
Yeah, she was great.
My other big critique of the match is Raquel Rodriguez has got to stop smiling. Because...
Is she a bad guy or a good guy? I can't
tell. She's a good guy, but she's smiling all the time. And it's just like, I want to see a bit of...
ferocity, mate.
Yeah, a bit of anger.
You're in a chamber match.
Yeah.
Go be angry and strong.
Yeah.
You're literally made for it. You and Bianca Belair were like, this is your match.
But I think Bianca Belair had a really strong showing. I think Liv Morgan was under the radar, but she put on a good show. And Becky Lynch, we knew Becky Lynch was going to win it, so there was no surprises there. I gave it 3.5. All right, the next match was the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the champions from the Judgment Day, took on Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate in the what's their tag team called? The Catch
I can't remember.
Revival?
Nah. No.
The United thingy.
There's some UK.
There's some dumb thing.
Yeah.
Change your fucking name. Can't even remember it. It was like fucking 3 hours ago. I can't even remember what you guys are called.
Pete Dunne already did that.
No, I mean your tag name. Fucking grow up. Something cool. Something not gay like the Viking Raiders. Dog shit.
So at the end of the match, Finn Balor hit the coup de grace on Pete Dunne.
Coup de grace.
The coup de grace.
Coup de grace.
And the Judgment Day retained the titles. Beck, she gave it a 3 out of 5. Yeah, blah.
Cut your notes down, guys.
Yeah,
We don't have all night.
Yeah,
It's almost... We literally don't have all night. We've got 5 minutes till midnight here. And you guys are sending us
Hey.
3-page essays.
If you guys want to do long ones, you got to come here and do it yourself.
Yeah, come talk with us.
Yeah, that's right.
You can be as long as you want on the mic.
Exactly.
Or try this.
Otherwise, it don't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you've got to think. Or try this. Try not to write these things while you're drunk. That's my tip.
Hey, I've done it. I've written match reports drunk before.
Yeah, I'm reading your sister's drunk reports right here.
I'm just impressed that the journalistic talent isn't limited to just me.
Trav gave it a 3 as well. Unfortunately, his notes just go
All
on
over
and
the
on
shop
and on
too.
and on. JB, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match actually. I thought Pete Dunne and other mate were good, and
Tyler Bate.
Toilet Bait.
I've never seen him before.
Just think of masturbate. Tyler Bate.
There you go. My favourite part of the whole match was Dom just getting nuclear heat, and then they have to literally cut the cameras off because the whole front row's flipping him off.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious, but then the whole crowd's telling him that he's a fuckwit anyway, so I don't know why that was somehow more offensive. We didn't call him a cunt.
Yet. I'm surprised there wasn't a chant.
I'm surprised there wasn't a chant either.
We had a wanker chant. That was good enough.
We had a wanker chant, we called him a fuckwit, but there was no C-bombs.
No C
better.
nuts.
There might have been a sign at the front. No C-bombs.
Do better, Perth. 4 out of 5, though. I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was great, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shay?
I agree with Johnny. It was a great match. It was, in my opinion, actually more entertaining than the women's chamber match itself. Pete Dunne, I'm so glad that he's back to his old character again. It's so fucking good seeing him do his joint manipulation and stuff like he did in NXT. I do hope they put the straps on them eventually, because they do deserve to have them. They're a very, you got Tyler Bates' fast, flippy-dippy style, and then you got Pete Dunne's grounded, breaking your fingers.
Yeah.
It's a good combination of high and low. And their finishing moves, they've actually got tandem finishing moves, like Hardys and Viking Raiders and shit like that actually have built up already, which is cool.
Yep. And Pete Dunne just threw himself at everything, which was gorgeous to watch.
Absolutely. And Tyler Bate just literally missling
he's just
himself.
like, whatever. So you're out there somewhere, I'll fight you.
Then fucking Tyler Bate just missling himself at people.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
Good
I'll
match.
give it 4 stars as well. Great match.
All right, we got Corey's notes. So his first note is Australia really hates emos.
Yeah.
Also, who is that predator without the mask? That's Damien
That's
Priest.
Damien Priest.
He goes, I like the hot Foot Locker employee who politely moves out of the way of all the action. Literally pissed myself laughing over the punching with the foot in a headlock.
Tyler
I
Bate.
forgot about that. That was cool.
Then he goes, did the camera just break? That was when the cameras shut off because the entire front row was flipping Dominic off as he was leaving.
Which is somehow more offensive than just calling him a fuckwit to his face.
He goes, oh no, Finn Balor's fingers.
Yeah, his thumb.
Yeah.
Forgot about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That looked bad.
And apparently that happened earlier than first thought because he's got this in the notes before the aeroplane spin. Because he said about the aeroplane spin, put him down, 2 spins is enough.
Stop, he's already dead.
Dom is a weird little sewer gremlin.
Correct, he is.
My screen turned to black for approximately 15 seconds, so I've assumed Dom showed his dick or something. That was a lot of fun. And he gave it 4 out of 5.
It was a good match. It was a really good match.
I gave it 4 out of 5 as well. I thought it was a great match. It was a real step up in terms of speed and intensity compared to the last match. There was one major botch, which was Damian Priest was supposed to do a Hurricane Rana spot, where he was supposed to fly into the corner where Finn Balor was on the turnbuckle and knock him over, and he completely botched it. He had to actually crawl over and then force his head in there to make the move happen. And then Finn Balor injured his thumb.
I don't know if it's dislocated or a compound fracture. I don't know. It looked like something was sticking out.
Yeah, well...
But then at the end he was trying to pop it back in, so it might just be dislocated.
He was in a lot of pain, I can tell you that much.
He was a sore boy.
But I gave it 4 out of 5 as well. Right, the next match was the Men's Elimination Chamber match. It was between Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, United States Champion Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. And it started with Drew McIntyre and LA Knight. Eventually Kevin Owens entered the end of the match. And then Bobby Lashley entered the match. I think at one point there, Drew was getting his head bashed against the pod, and Kevin Owens was punching the pod at the same time.
That was cool.
That was friggin' hilarious. Meanwhile, Logan Paul is drawing on the pod like Kevin Owens sucks.
And then, drew like a little fat stick man.
Yeah.
And then drew a stushy. I haven't seen a stushy since the 90s. I was impressed.
Then Bobby Lashley ended the match, Randy Orton entered the match, and then finally Logan Paul ended the match. And Bobby Lashley was eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
After he beat the shit out of Logan, though.
Yeah.
After he speared the shit out of Logan through the pod.
And LA Knight was mounting some offense on Drew while Bobby Lashley was getting carted out of the chamber. When AJ Styles decided to run in and start walloping the snot out of LA Knight with a chair, and then gave him a Styles clash onto the chair. LA Knight was then eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
I liked the comment on Twitter. It's like, wow, AJ Styles flew 18 hours to wallop LA Knight with a chair. I aspire to be that level of petty one day.
Kevin Owens was then eliminated by Randy Orton. Logan Paul was eliminated by Randy Orton. And then Logan Paul decided to come back and punch Randy Orton in the face with the brass knucks, which helped Drew McIntyre get the pinfall and win the Elimination Chamber. So, yep, it was a long bit of notes, but Trav gave it a 4.5. Beck gave it a 4. JB, you want to go next?
Yeah, bud, 4.5. Randy Orton was absolutely dynamite in this match. He was great. Logan Paul was a good heel. Bobby Lashley ruined some motherfuckers. Kevin Owens ruined some motherfuckers. It was a really, really good match. It's the best chamber match I've seen in a while. It was solid, and I would have given it a 5, but I would have rather seen Drew win clean. But I understand why they did it the way they did it. But yeah, no, it was good. It was a really good match.
Shay?
Definitely agree. It was a very entertaining match. Definitely the best of the two chamber matches, it's for bloody sure. Just no dull spots throughout the whole entire thing. There was a little lull when Orton had his back injury spot, but that was only just to show that his back was injured, sort of thing. But I quite enjoyed it. The KO spots are fucking hilarious. Even even the drawings on the inside of the pod were fucking funny too. But it was all around incredibly entertaining. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I give it a 4 as well.
All right. Corey's messages.
Oh, sorry. Before you keep going with that, the injury from Finn's thumb. People are saying it's most likely a compound fracture. So yeah, it was what we thought it poked out of that
Yeah,
that
it
blood
looked
was
like-
poking out through the
Yeah,
thumb.
it looked like a bone, but I couldn't be sure.
Yeah. Yeah, people saying when he went for the coup de grace, it lands where you can see it catch and, went where it's not supposed to go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that shouldn't rule him out for Mania.
Nah, well, it'd be just tape it up and
4
fucking
to
shove
6.
it back in, should be right.
4 to 6. Hit it with a cortisone shot, you'd be right.
So Corey's notes. The school shooter returns.
Which one?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
He said, is a big black guy with the word lash in his name not racist?
Jesus.
Oh.
And they caged the black guy. Whoops. And the melted G.I. Joe has entered the hot box.
Melted G.I. Joe.
It's Randy Orton. And they go, Slim Jim! This was so fun, I forgot to keep writing my damn shit.
It was a cracking match.
He gave it a 4 out of 5. I gave it a 4 out of 5 as well. I thought it was a great match for the most part. I did think it started to slow down a little bit once Kevin Owens got eliminated. Like, it just didn't maintain the same pace. I thought KO was the MVP of the match. I think he really...
Yeah, he was great.
But Logan Paul and LA Knight and Drew McIntyre were really solid as well. But
And Randy Orton. Randy Orton was my MVP.
I think the only sort of person who really didn't fit was Bobby Lashley. But when it was...
But he made up for it.
Yeah.
Beating the piss out of Logan Paul.
Yeah, and he gave us Corey's comments. So, I mean, that's always worth comedy gold.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 4 out of 5. And I personally think that was match of the night.
It was my match of the night too.
And then finally we get to the main event, which is Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the women's world title. And at the end of the match, after quite a lot of something,
A lot of butt squash attempts.
Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide and she gets the pin and the win. We'll start with you, Shay. What were your thoughts on the match?
Seeing Rhea get the cheers or the pop that she deserved in her home country is amazing to see. It's a Nia Jax match. I mean, it was never going to be fucking the best match in the world, but I will give Nia credit for this. It was probably her best match that she's had in ever. Like, since she's returned, she's actually improved slightly. Not a lot, but at least she's not breaking people's necks or noses.
Yet. Give it time.
Yet. But Rhea definitely carried the thick of the match by herself. And the crowd was 100% behind her, and I'm glad that they didn't give Nia the title. Please don't give it the title anytime soon. And it's going to be Mummy versus the Man at Mania. That just rhymes and sounds good. I'll give it a 3.5. It was nowhere near as good as the Chamber or the Dunn match.
Well, I'll go to Trav's score. Trav gave it a 3.5, and he said it was definitely a show pony match.
A show pony match.
Yeah. So we'll keep that short and sweet. Beck gave it a 3.5 as well. She thought they were good. She was very happy that Rhea Ripley won. JB.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was Nia Jax's best match I've ever seen her in. Like, she was credit to her. She was really good. She was really good in that match. I didn't think Nia Jax was the right opponent for Rhea Ripley in front of a crowd that big. But it turns out that she was. She played a good heel monster and she didn't fuck up too much and, put Rhea through her paces, and Rhea was able to fight back and hit her with the Riptide at the end, which was impressive as fuck. And won in front of 52,000 people, so that was cool. That was a good match. That was a good ending.
Corey's notes. Brace yourself. So, Nia Jax makes me want to be a gayer man.
Man.
Rhea makes me wish I was born as her living room chair.
Yeah, it's a sentiment.
Nia's forehead looks mad at the rest of her.
Well.
He said she in quotations, she needs Optus Stadium to come to life. And then when she got put through the commentary table, it was like that poor commentary table.
That office chair. Holy shit. What brand is that?
It's probably the same brand you get from Officeworks.
It held Nia Jax's weight standing on it, and then she jumped off it onto Rhea Ripley through the table and didn't break. I want one. Give me your Indestructo chair.
Officeworks.
Officeworks.
She said, I feel bad for Nia Jax's costumer. It must be hard turning a pool cover into that.
Jesus Christ, Corey.
Brutal.
Yeah, well, wait until he moves back here and starts saying this shit for real.
We got to get him and Tim on the same app.
Oh my god.
And Shogo.
Three you never fucking
Look,
know.
this thing could do 8 in one go.
Mate, it'd be a 5-hour episode.
It'd be great.
It'd be a hell of an episode.
But he gave it a 4 out of 5. Look, I'm gonna bring everyone. Oh, fuck, what was that?
Huh?
God, I thought someone went.
That's a chair.
So I'm gonna bring everyone back crashing to reality with this. I thought the match was slow. It had a lot of botches, and it was just sloppy.
Really?
Nia Jax is
Were we
not.
watching the same match?
Yes, Nia Jax. I'm not blaming any of this on Rhea Ripley because Nia Jax is just a lump of coal in the ring. And here's my controversial comment to say about this. This would have been a far better match if you took Nia Jax out and replaced it with Piper Niven.
Yes.
Because
That's
Piper
fucking
Niven can go in the ring. Nia Jax...
Look, this match would have been fucking awesome if it was Rhea and Charlotte.
Yeah, but Charlotte's injured.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I meant.
This match would have been better if it was Rhea Ripley and inanimate carbon rod.
Look,
You put Buddy on the inanimate carbon rod.
what I'm trying to say is, though, like, there was a few times where I kind of thought that Nia Jax was just being her usual sloppy, injury-prone, injury-inflicting self.
I do not agree at all.
No, that's okay. But I unfortunately gave the match a 2 out of 5. I just...
No, you're underselling it. Nia was. This was a good Nia. It's the best I've seen her.
Hey, let's not say good.
It's the best I've seen Nia Jax wrestle.
It's the best.
She probably wasn't like... Nia Jax would not be the number one opponent that WWE would have wanted, but she was the only one that fit at the moment because Charlotte Flair's injured.
It was the best for her. For Nia.
Here's the question I want to pose, though. Like, she's just beaten Nia Jax, right?
Yeah.
And she's beaten Raquel Rodriguez and...
Now
Liv
she's going to lose
Morgan.
to Becky Lynch,
Yeah.
which makes no sense.
How's that going to make her look when she gets beaten
By Becky Lynch.
by Becky Lynch after she's just beaten Nia Jax?
Because Becky Lynch is the
man.
the pinnacle of the women's division, which she is.
Is she there?
She's the most famous and the biggest star out of the women's division. She has
Yep.
the most star power.
Charlotte Flair's injured.
Yeah. Bailey's challenging Io.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks is fucked off to AEW.
They've built
Jordan Grace is still in TNA.
They've built Becky up to
Where's Jade
be.
Cargill?
She signed with SmackDown.
Yeah, she's in SmackDown.
Yeah.
But yeah, they built her to be this, pinnacle of the women's division, which is good.
But we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it,
And we're going to
but
see it again, obviously. It's been done. The Paul McCartney thing from The Simpsons, it's been done.
And I think that comes back to my point about...
And now
someone
Rhea
like-
Ripley's going to drop the belt. Because Becky Lynch has to be the man with the title.
Yeah.
Even though Rhea Ripley's carried the fucking thing for 18 months. And done a phenomenal job.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's got to drop it to Becky after dominating everyone.
Oh,
It makes
yeah,
no fucking sense.
I just wish it was someone new like a Piper Niven. Like, I know I keep going on about Piper Niven, but I
Yeah.
think she is one of the best wrestlers on the Raw roster.
Hopefully this time next year, Piper Niven's in the main event of WrestleMania. Because
You know,
she can go.
it just comes across as no one has any faith in her.
it's the problem about Piper is they have given her no time on the mic. They need to build her up as a star first. That's the reason why they keep going back to Becky. She already has the man moniker. She has big time Becky, whatever the fuck it is. She has all that for her already. She has that status. People who don't even follow wrestling that see Becky as like, oh, there's Becky Lynch, They know her by proxy, sort of thing.
The thing is, and this is where I might cop a little bit of heat over this. Becky Lynch, for me, is very reminiscent of The Rock in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's a whole bunch of funny catchphrases on a microphone, and then the match is just the same thing over and over and over again. And I just want to see something fresh. I understand, like, Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley will sell tickets. But if you want to build up a Piper Niven, get her away from a tag team with Chelsea Green.
Yeah, they need to do that 100%.
And start pushing her as a singles person.
Yep.
The same as Raquel Rodriguez. If you want her to be a credible threat, tell her to stop smiling and stop being happy and everything.
Turn her heel.
Well, they tried that and she couldn't get over. You know, and you've got Tiffany Stratton, who's been on the main roster for a cup of coffee, and she's more over.
She can go too.
I mean, the TNA Women's Champion is more over than Raquel Rodriguez with the WWE crowd. What's that saying?
Yeah.
Okay? We got more people chanting for Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair than Raquel Rodriguez. And everyone, I honestly think Nia Jax has got X-Pac heat.
Yeah, she's got go away heat.
Yeah, she's got go away heat. Everyone was happy when she was gone. Everyone would be rather happier if Alexa Bliss showed up tomorrow.
I was flabbergasted when I
definitely would
seen
be.
that Nia Jax was hired back into the company. Like,
yeah.
And that's the only reason she got back in is because The Rock is back on the board. I guarantee it.
But she's there because of nepotism. She's not there because she's actually good in the ring.
She's there because of her family.
And yet someone as good as a Piper Niven or Alba Fire or who's Alba Fire's tag team partner? Isla Dawn.
Yes.
They're better, and yet they're not being utilised. And it's the same with the women's tag team titles. Like, they were on the pre-show tonight, and I'll come back to this point in a sec about the women's tag team titles. But I think the problem with the women's tag team titles is they unified the NXT women's tag titles with the WWE ones, and then they're not being defended on NXT.
It's like, congratulations, you just made them irrelevant.
Yeah. And people are now online saying, I think the tag titles need to be retired.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about them
Yeah.
at all. The men's, at least the men's are held by Judgment Day, and they do defend them often.
Yeah.
The women's ones is like, oh, who are the tag team champions again?
Yeah. Oh, it's them. They've got those ugly belts that look like a crosshair.
Yeah. And they're not even on fucking... Well, they are being held by Io... Is it Io and fucking Asuka?
Kairi and Asuka.
Sorry. At least they're held by people that actually show them now. But before them, it was like held by people in NXT where you only see them on NXT. They're not anywhere else.
Yeah. Or it was Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Or it was...
And they were never there. They were there like one episode out of like a month.
Or Naomi and Sasha Banks, but they got told they were in singles pushes, but they got tag belts, so they ended up just slapping the belt stand in front of John Laryngitis and walking off.
Yep.
You know, they got to do something. But that's slightly off topic.
Then old Johnny's like, suck this or go away.
All right. Boys, you guys go rant, man. You guys go for it.
Okay.
My podcast is coming on Monday. It's good.
Right, so how many cheese graters out of 5 are you going to give the pay-per-view, JB?
Mate, that was a solid 3.5, maybe a 4. I'd watch that back.
So you go 3.5 or you going 4?
I'm going to go 4. Even the women's match was watchable.
Yeah.
And that was the worst match on the card. It was good.
Yeah.
But it was a good match.
Shay?
Yeah, I have to agree with JB. 4. It was a solid pay-per-view.
I don't know, it was just because I'm feeling patriotic, but yeah, that was a genuinely good pay-per-view.
Absolutely, it was entertaining, and it was in Australia. Fucking 52,000 people in the Optus Stadium in fucking Western Australia. You managed to get 52,000 people to say, I'm going to go to Western Australia, and then nothing else, because there is nothing else over there.
The only place in Western Australia worth fucking visiting, Perth, and Optus Stadium, that's it.
And then you got to fly,
7 hours.
7 hours to go back to Sydney, where it's more popular.
And then those poor motherfuckers have to fly 18 hours back to LA tomorrow.
Yeah, and the Elimination Chamber itself has to be popped on a train and go back to Sydney.
Did you see they had to ship it like the long way?
Yeah, because the
They
other
were going to go through the Suez Canal, but then like the pirates, the Somalian pirates are going to like abduct the ship. So they had to go around and they had to like ship it the other way.
Piracy is a crime.
Stupid.
You wouldn't steal a chamber.
You wouldn't steal an elimination chamber. Piracy is a crime. Somalian pirates just setting up an elimination chamber on like Skull Island. It's like, we own this fucking thing now. How good's that?
They call up Tom Cruise's character from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
You want it back?
You want it back?
Why don't you put your head between your legs and fuck your own face?
Somalian pirates running up Triple H. We have your chamber. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Triple H is like, I'm going to come down there and pedigree all of you.
I'm going to kick your asses myself. Fuck.
You think I care if we could just buy another?
Yeah, but not for the event. WWE Elimination Chamber has been cancelled because Somalian pirates have our fucking chamber on Skull Island.
No, they just crack out the original one, the old school one without the padding on it.
Yeah, fuck oath.
Yeah.
Imagine Bobby Lashley doing his shit on that.
Fuck that.
I want to see...
It's still got the broken bulletproof glass that Goldberg speared Jericho through.
Gladiator for man.
Gladiator for man, Bill Goldberg.
So Corey, he gave it a 4. Beck gave it a 4.5.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did we not get any commentary from...
No, he just said it was fun.
Oh, man.
It was fun.
Uh,
It was a good event.
Trav gave it 4. I gave it a 3.5. Just because I went off law of averages. The positives for me were both the Elimination Chamber matches and the tag title match. The main event was a little bit of a downer. And the pre-show women's tag team match.
That was just a literal filler.
That was so... Like, Asuka and Kairi Sane deserve better than that because it was boring and woeful.
It was really a time filler. They just went through the motions.
Yeah.
Go out there, fuck around for 15 minutes, don't get hurt.
And because Indy Hartwell is from Australia as well, so you got another Australian pop to wind up the crowd.
Pop. Cheap starting pop.
And we didn't mention you also had the Grayson Waller effect.
Yeah, it was that. Even that was entertaining, actually. To be honest, even though that went for fucking 15 minutes on its own.
Yeah,
I should have peed then.
Got Grayson Waller fucking doing a shoey.
Yeah,
did get Grayson with Tai Tuivasa. That was cool.
Yeah. So that's the pay-per-view. We're just going to briefly talk about something. I haven't run it past these guys, but more of this Vince McMahon shit.
Literally.
Like, he's gone from the company now. He's completely gone.
And Brock Lesnar, too.
Brock Lesnar. And now it's coming forward that Vince was being a bit sexually aggressive towards Ashley Massaro back in the day.
Yep.
I thought we knew this.
And it led to her not only leaving the company, but they're starting to think that it might have led to her suicide.
I thought this was public. I thought this was public knowledge.
No, what was
like it was always hinted. Like it was always hinted that.
No, the public knowledge one that you're thinking of is she was sexually assaulted when they were on a tribute to the troops thing in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
and WWE did nothing about it. They said, "Oh, just brush it off, you'll be right." Yeah, or they called her a liar and didn't think it was true.
Yeah,
and Vince even said to her, "We don't want one bad thing ruining all the good work we've done,"
which is so fucked up in so many ways.
But it's now also coming through that Shane quit the company in the late 2000s because he knew Vince was doing all this shit back then
and tried to stop him back then, saying, "Yeah, Dad, maybe you shouldn't be doing all this stuff."
Yeah,
and this is also the reason why Stephanie quit the board of directors last year when he reinstated himself.
Yeah.
But this is just a mess. And now John Laurinaitis, who's been implicated in it, he's had his solicitor come out and say that he's a victim as well. I'm sorry, but Johnny Boy, no, you don't get away with that. You don't get a free pass. You could have walked out the door, mate. The girls didn't have a choice. You did. But, and then the other thing that happened was that TNA Wrestling's parent company, Anthem, has fired its president, Scott D'Amore, the guy who brokered the deal with Triple H to have Jordan Grace in the Royal Rumble.
It's just such a
Was
fucking
it-
shame.
Was he fired or did he?
Yeah, he's
He
laid
is
off
fired.
Any news as to why?
because they didn't see him as a profit to the company anymore, even though he's literally the whole reason
Yeah.
why they're having a resurgence right now.
It's not just that. He asked Anthem for more money so they could secure more talent or more big name talent.
Yeah,
And
right.
Anthem cut the budget.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
well, he's
and-
probably obviously a falling out between him and Anthem.
There is a whole slew of superstars in TNA right now that on Instagram, not Insta, on
X.
fucking X, putting emojis of hourglass. Pretty much what that means is when their contracts are up, they're not renewing.
And we all know, like, Jordan Grace, once her contract's up, Triple H is going to snap her up.
Yep.
I think Steve Macklin, because his contract is up soon, he's going to get snapped up by WWE. I think that Scott D'Amore, I think he'll end up pretty well. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up at WWE as a like a backstage
Producer,
agent,
yeah.
or I don't see him going to AEW.
They could hire him and put him as a fucking, what are they called, GM.
Well, here's the thing:
Because
is
he
that
was that.
Nick Aldis has said in an interview, "I'm a GM for SmackDown now, but the aim is that I am going to start wrestling again."
Yeah, put him as talent on SmackDown. Put D'Amore as GM. Done.
Yeah,
Perfect. He's already a great on-screen character, Scott D'Amore. He's like a babyface with the people. People love him, and he can actually do some wrestling moves.
and the other thing about him is, like, his promos in TNA, he was so passionate.
Mm.
Like, when they changed the name back over from Impact to TNA, he was so passionate about that. Like, he firmly believed in it and everything. And you don't want him to be neutered in a role like that. You want to encourage that kind of... It was almost Don West, the old TNA commentator. That level. That's
Mm.
what we want to see. Or Joey Styles.
Yeah.
Like, that level. We want to see that
Jarrett
on
in his
TV.
prime.
Yeah. You know, so it's a shame about Scott D'Amore, but even if he ends up at NWA, I think he'd be the person who'd clean up NWA and actually fix it up and get it as a product that can be put on TV, because Billy Corgan can't run anything. He's just fucking hopeless. But so that's the two major stories from the world of wrestling. The only other thing is these mysterious little promo things that are showing up on NXT.
People thought it was going to be the Rainmaker, but I don't think it's going to be.
I still clinging onto the belief I think it is.
Nah, people are saying that he's nearly fully signed with AEW.
Okay,
And
well, it'll be interesting who
It'll be a no-brainer if he does go over there. You know, like, he's already got a lot of his friends from New Japan already there. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he goes.
Yeah, but if he ends up WWE, good on them. Coup of the year.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Him and Shinsuke, that'll be
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
good. Even if they chuck him as a tag team until people start to know who he is in WWE.
Oh, like the diehards, all that.
Of course, diehards will be like,
commoners,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah. Right. So that was this episode. And I think we're going to be back for WrestleMania.
Oh, I think so.
It's a two-nighter.
I
So
feel like we can't miss WrestleMania.
no, we can't miss WrestleMania.
I'll actually be here because
Woohoo.
my fucking people out at the mine site couldn't organise a route in a brothel with a fistful of fitties. So
And also, you know, Phil is going to meet a certain someone.
Oh, yes. Because this Thursday I'm going to be in Brisbane.
oh yeah,
Because I get to meet my favourite wrestler of all time. Thanks to you boys getting me a ticket. I get to meet The Undertaker. Along with Tim. Our amigo here, Tim. He's coming with. So we get to meet The Undertaker, which I'm absolutely stoked about.
that's going to be epic.
Yeah. So that's going to be. I'm actually starting to get quite nervous.
That's some liquid courage. You'll be fine.
You know, I'm just sitting there going, what am I going to ask him? You know, don't fangirl. Don't make yourself look like an embarrassment. So, right. Until then, on behalf of Corey, Trav, Beck, JB, Shay, and myself, as well as our missing amigos Tim and Shogo and Chief, thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next time with the WrestleMania episode, which is episode 30.
That's a nice round number.
That is a nice round number.
Get to celebrate the round 30 with a big one.
Yes. So thank you for tuning in. We will see you then. Until then, it is goodbye.